Once you've mastered the art of top rope belaying and your partner wants to start lead climbing, it's time to learn how to lead belay. The difference with lead belaying is that rather than pulling slack out of the system, you need to give the leader slack as they climb. But before you can learn how to belay a leader, you need to make sure you've nailed top rope belaying. Check out our video if you need a refresher. This video is going to cover getting the climber to the first bolt, where to stand while you belay, giving slack as your partner climbs and clips, and how to catch a fall. The climber isn't actually on belay until they've clipped the first piece. To help them get there smoothly, you want to make sure there's enough rope in the system for the climber to make the first clip and spot them until they do. Start by flaking the rope out to make sure there aren't any knots or kinks. Because your attention needs to be focused on the climber, you don't want to have to deal with managing your rope mid-climb. As always, remember to close the system by tying a knot in the free end. When you're setting up the belay device, double-check that you grab the rope near the climber and not the loose end. Then thread the device with plenty of rope to get the climber to the first piece of protection without having to feed out any extra slack. Don't forget to do your safety check and check in with the climber before they take off. Before the climber clips the first piece of protection, you'll want to spot them to make sure that if they fall, they land safely. If the climber does fall before they've made the clip, try to make sure they stay upright and their head doesn't hit the ground. It's super important to choose a good spot to belay from. You want an area that's clear so you can move around freely. If you do have to catch a fall, you might be pulled off your feet, so stick close to the wall where you'll be pulled up, and you can brace yourself with your legs. If you're back away from the wall, you'll be pulled in, forced off balance, and it'll be harder to control the belay. When you find a good clear spot, stand to the side of the climber, out of the way of any rocks they might knock loose, or even the climber if they fall. Always pay close attention to the climber and keep an athletic stance with your non-brake side foot forward, ready to brace yourself against a fall. Alright, now to the actual belaying. Again, lead belaying is a little different from top rope belaying because you have to feed slack out to the climber, not just pull it in. To give slack, bring your guide hand down close to your belay device and slide your brake hand out to the side. As you feed the rope up with your guide hand, your brake hand will come in close. Then slide your guide hand back down and your brake hand out. Up, in, down, out. Up, in, down, out. Pay attention to how much slack is in the system. If you keep the climber too tight, you could pull them off the wall. And if there's too much slack, they'll fall further than necessary, which can be dangerous. An easy way to gauge slack is to look at the angle of the rope coming out of the belay device. If the rope goes straight up from the device to the climber, it's too tight. If it comes out of the device and droops way down, it's too loose. The rope should go straight out, then up. When the climber needs to reach above their waist to clip a piece, you'll have to feed out rope quickly. The climber will call out,
"Clipping,"
and start pulling the rope up. The easiest way to give more slack quickly is to step forward while you feed out some rope. Be careful to watch your footing. Once they're done clipping, they'll shout,
"Clipped."
Now you can step back and take up the extra slack. As always, the most important thing is to keep your hand on the brake. Lead falls create a lot more force than top rope falls, so it's especially important to be prepared. You'll probably be pulled off your feet, so anticipate where you'll land. If a leader feels like they might lose control, they'll call,
"Watch me here."
That's your cue to stay alert and prepare to catch a fall. If they start peeling off, they'll call,
"Falling."
Or they might just start yelling profanities. Either way, you're about to get pulled off your feet. This is why your athletic belay stance is so important. Keep your brake hand in the brake position, sit into your harness, and get ready to brace your legs against the wall. Lead falls can really take it out of you. The leader may need some time before they're ready to climb again, so relax and hang out until they're ready to give it another go. To learn more, check out these videos, or click here to find an REI class near you.